So I finished soldering last night. Put my soldering away here. I put my circuit together nice. I used original screws and mounting points where I could on the coil. It was convenient to have the condenser and where the points used to go. I removed the points but used the screw because it was convenient to hold all the wires together for the condenser coil and the output of the relay. So this is just a relay, some capacitors, and my battery connections. Now I'm going to pull my battery off my Bedini charger. I've had it over here recharging. I decided to use these small alarm type batteries. These are two 6-volt batteries connected to B12. And I decided to use these guys because they're small and lightweight for the chicken tractor to be the best. Now I'm just going to plug this in, setting this here so you get a spark. And it's very convenient. Nice spark. Let me shut off the lights. The idea here is that spark is going to be the high power voltage coming through the wire to shock the raccoons if they touch it. Now watch when I pull this wire away a little bit. I get a very nice spark here. That's a lot of power. See, I've got the ground disconnected, so it actually has to spark across the gap to the spark plug. That's a lot of power. I think that would hurt. So anyway, there it is. Extremely simple. Very simple circuit. Just a battery, some chainsaw parts, old stereo capacitors, and a car relay. Now in a post-collapse scenario, you can find a 12-volt battery just about anywhere. You can find old small engine parts laying around, car parts, stereo parts. So this is all salvage junk. I think that's a very good example for a post-collapse scenario for protecting your perimeter. I don't know if this shows, but this is a constant mud zone here in front of my camper and RV. It's just rains all the time. I'm having troubles with my garden. Sorry about the shaking there. I have to cut this grass. I have to trim this mess down. The weeds are starting to overrun along the edges of my garden. Problem is, the grass is sopping wet all the time. It rains continuously. Tomatoes are loving it. But I've never had such a bad year with weather that I can't get into my garden. This is pure mud. I don't know if it really shows up how mucky it is. It's just pure mud right now. It's a lot of sand, which is convenient. It drains well. The whole property drains well. But I can't work this right now. I just have to wait. My squash plants over here keep dying off because of they're rotting because of the water. Tomatoes are loving it. The tomatoes are almost up to the top of my head now. These are actually, yeah, just about to the top of my head. They're above the hoops here. And I've got green tomatoes growing inside. You probably won't be able to see because it's all green on green, but they're growing. They're doing well. My vines seem to be spreading out nicely finally. Took them a while, but they're growing. And here's the problem. I have to trim all this grass and mow this around here, but it's just sopping wet. It just rains and rains and rains. I think the potatoes are dying due to water. There's nothing I can do. It's just raised beds. You can't do better than raised beds. Everything's being overrun with grass, the whole property. I might just get the lawnmower out and cut it wet anyway. You're not supposed to, it's not good for the mower. But if I wait for a dry day, this will be a jungle out here. And this tall grass attracts ticks and wildlife and all kinds of other stuff. It's also going to be better if I have this cut down so I can see the predators at night. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to mow. Well, since I destroyed my cigarette lighter adapter when putting the water tank in, I've opened up the electrical breaker box and I have a clip-in cigarette lighter plug for now, so I can charge my phone, which is a disgusting piece of garbage that overheats and shuts down 3 to 5 times a day. Never get a Droid Bionic. They suck up batteries like mad and need to be attached to an umbilical cord 24/7 to be useful at all. So yeah, I've got this charging and hooked up now in here. I just have to be careful walking around, and I'm going to wisely and smartly install new cigarette lighter plugs in here. I'm going to have to check eBay. I guess it'll take some time to get some sockets in, but I want to install a couple on each side of the bedroom. And get another one that goes here in the wall where I put a hole and fix that up. And keep on going. It's wet, rainy, and dark. I don't know if you can see. It's really dark out and rainy and humid. So I think to get at least something done in this RV rather than waiting, I'm just going to wash the walls to prepare for the primer. And if the sun ever comes out again, then I will do the primer coat in here. I want to do the bathroom and this wall in the bedroom next, and keep moving on forwards through the RV. I also noticed the windshield in the front has a leak still. I found out it's coming from above the windshield frame and not the glass around the glass, so there was a couple leaks. I fixed the one and I got to get the other, and I still am waiting for a dry day so I can finish silicone sealing. But again, I need a dry day to do that. So I really hope that day comes soon enough. I'm gutting this bathroom cabinet down to the bare frame in the back. Now the board I just pulled out was moldy, but the wood behind it is good. Just a little dirt. And I'm opening up a whole lot of space. They really wasted space when they built this thing. I don't know what they were doing or why. But I'm going to open up a whole lot of space, and I see that there's no mold on the water damaged wood from the back side of the motorhome. That is the board that I can see from the back when I open the back access hatch, so that's good. I'm getting all the rotted wood out, and that's a good thing then. Screw in there that doesn't want to let go. It was stripped. That board goes away. Now, just to show you, all that space right there, that depth was buried and hidden. I just opened it up and exposed everything down to the bare floor, which is good because now I can clean out more filth, more raccoon nests and junk. So I'm happy I exposed that. More cleaning to do, of course. But now I've got the bathroom cabinet exposed fully. Everything is revealed here so I can clean. And maybe put in some shelves later, but you leave this open so I can always clean if anything ever happened in the future again. So it's not too moldy back here. I'm surprised. It wasn't bad at all. Just looking at the plumbing and stuff, and a lot of space up in here that I exposed. Good storage space. Always good to have storage space in an RV. They were very wasteful in making this thing. Okay, I've remained positive about everything I found until this point. I just was removing this duct so I could paint the wall. Just want to make things easier. And I decided to have a peek inside here. And I'm happy I did. Get the camera down in there to show you. Maybe sideways. If I can get the camera in there. See that hole in the pipe? There's a blown open copper pipe. And that's one of the main pipes. And that's bad, because that is hard to reach. That's all the way. It's deep in there. That is very, very frustrating. I'm going to have to rip out, I don't know what, if I'm going to have to rip out this whole wall or what to be able to get to that. That is annoying. So I've got a blown copper pipe. Everything else is simple cleaning, fixing stuff, but that is severe. Before I even try to paint in there, I'm going to see if I can access that hose from the back wall here. I'm wondering, since this is partly ripped out, see, there's the small duct, and there's the pipes here. I'm wondering if I can access it by ripping out this panel, but that's pretty solid. I might just rip out this whole box right here so I can access the pipes better in the future and have even that much more storage space. Again, that much more storage space was wasted in this RV. It's so odd how they put this together with no concern for storage space. I've never seen such a thing. This was water damaged a bit anyway, so I'm not too sad about ripping out the back. But before I paint in the front or in the inside, I just don't want to I want to make sure I can get to that water pipe. I had no idea when I started this how much gutting I was going to do, really. I had no idea. I know people told me to tear it apart and gut it, but I wasn't gonna. Happy I did. Oh wow, that was made solid. No wonder that's so heavy to work with. That's not coming out in one piece. Well, that was a rugged box for whatever reason. I guess it was meant to hold some serious stuff in there. Not anymore. Hope to access those water pipes. I really hope I can do a patch-up job. I don't want to have to replace everything. That would certainly extend my time before I can move in by a long way. My budget does not allow for redoing the water pipes. This was all rotted wood anyway. Guess it doesn't matter. Take it out. Rip it out. Clean the mouse nests out. Well, again, I'm happy I did that. Wow, it just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper. There's a massive nest in there. Well, maybe by the end of July I'll be living in here. One way or another though, it's going to be clean. It's going to be real clean when I'm done. More bad news. That's another burst pipe. They're both blown. Why don't people take care of things better? Well, if they'd taken care of it, I guess I wouldn't have got it for $150, so good stuff. The pipes burst in multiple places in here. Right there, I don't know if you can see it, there's 2 more holes in the pipes. Right here and right here. Definitely got some work to do. I'll probably find more holes than that. How's this for a little bit of rainfall? I put this bucket out empty 2 days ago. I don't know if you can see the depth of that. That's a lot of rainwater. Same here, I put this bucket out empty 2 days ago. That's a couple gallons of water already. It's pretty amazing. You don't even need a rainwater collector in this place. Just put out buckets. Well, you all have seen this wall done and finished and the mattress sitting there. This side is now done. Everything's washed. Now I did not do the baseboard because I'm kicking around on that as I work, so that'll be done last. Painting and washing everything. That side as well under the bed. That'll be done last because I keep kicking it around as I'm working. I've washed all the cabinets, all the walls, all the way across over and into the bathroom. Every single thing has been washed now. All the surfaces here have been washed and prepped. Everything here has been washed. All the walls have been washed and prepped. All the fixtures taken off and hanging. The light socket here is hanging. Give you some light. It sure does glow in here now though with the walls cleaner. But it's going to be so much better with this white. So as soon as these walls dry, you can see the water hanging on here due to the humidity. It's hard to dry anything off in here with this humidity. So as soon as this dries, I'm painting this. Well, I'm going to prime it first, of course, and then I'll be painting it white. I can't wait to get this white and see what it looks like in here. I think it's going to be so much better. Because honestly, this bathroom is dark. Really dark. This is going to be a huge, huge improvement. And in the end, I did take the trim off the ceiling, that door hanging. They had these accordion style doors up here before. And this door had been rotted by destroyed by the dogs that the previous guy had here. There was this accordion style door over here and an accordion style door separating the bathroom. And I'm thinking actually I have to figure it out once the both beds are in place and see how things look and how things come together. But I'm thinking about putting a sort of a double door in here. 2 doors split in the middle that open inwards this way to separate this room from the bathroom. And whether or not I'll separate the toilet area, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure well, I know I'm putting a door up here one way or another. I'm putting some kind of a door up here to the bathroom to separate that off. And then if I do it right, I might be able to finally put my dartboard up. That would be amazing to be able to put that dartboard up. I've had a dartboard for years that I've never had a space for, and that would be perfect. And just imagine how far back in an RV you can walk and throw those darts. I could stand way back here. That would be awesome. Well, as soon as this dries, I'll be primering it. It's gonna look so good. Tearing apart my old chicken coop to reinforce the chicken tractor. Sadly, this poly stuff is gonna rip, I know. Oh well, there's no better way. Oh, I built that well. The wire is underneath the boards. I did make this a chicken bunker. I remember that now. This was impervious to the raccoons. This is going to be a job to get that off if I want to do that. I want to use this heavy gauge wire on the new chicken tractor. That's on there. Oh well, gotta be done. It served me for a while, but that chicken tractor is much better. Because last year I would let the birds out to free range a little bit and then the hawks got to them. And I'm not doing that this year. Oh, yeah, this was built well, I must say so myself. Very well. I want to tear this down anyway because it's an ugly blot in front of my camper and make it look prettier here. I'm using a fine paintbrush to get around the edges of the trim work. I know this is probably not done by the pros, and I'm probably sure there's better ways. But there's a nice gap underneath this piece of trim here, and this makes it really easy to get right up to the edge, actually under the edge, so I don't make a mess. And it's my new home, so I'm going to do it up nice and do it right. It is hot again today. I'm sweating very badly just doing this. I've drank a gallon of water already. Before lunch I drank a gallon of water this morning. It is so humid. I can't keep up with the drinking. Anyway, I hope to get this all primered today. It's going to look so much different in here. Much brighter. Which, for an off-grid home, by the way, having brighter walls is important, because when you're off the grid you can't afford as much light as you would in a normal house. LEDs are not as bright generally unless you use a lot more, and then you're burning more energy. So brighter colors is going to be better for you living off the grid. It took me a couple hours to do the trim work around the edges. There's so much trim in the bathroom. It took me a long time to get around those edges. Now I'm using a wider brush to bring the edges out further so I can use a roller and get a good coat on here. But I can't believe how long it took to do all the edges in here. I think the bathroom is probably the hardest room of all as far as time is concerned. The amount of work involved. But it's going to be awesome when this is done. Well, it took me hours, but I did get the bathroom primered. I don't know if you say primed or primered. I'm not a painter. But I didn't get this wall done yet. That's quite a job. Takes longer than I thought. But it's certainly brighter in there. Definitely much brighter. That's going to make a difference. That's what I was hoping. Now with the green doors on the cabinets, there will be a nice little contrast in the colors here, so it won't be boring. I'm still doing some touching up in the corners and edges, and I didn't get by the floor until last because I didn't want to get the paintbrush dirty and mess up the paint. It's odd, I think it's the humidity, but there's sort of a yucky pattern. I used a roller, same as I did in the bedroom, but it's sort of like a runny, disgusting pattern. It's probably too humid. This is really blotchy looking. But I think it's probably the humidity. It's really looking disgusting, but at least it's only the primer. I sure hope the paint coats better than the primer did. But look at this. I think you remember when I showed this last time, it was dark. Very dark. Now the bathroom is much brighter. And after all, the bathroom should be a brighter room, because that's where you have to get yourself looking good and ready for work or ready to go out and meet people or whatever. The bathroom should be bright. So, wow. Really is going to look good. I can see with that sink now and that countertop, it looks amazing. It's going to look really nice in here. Just to give you an idea how the difference in there's with the light off. It's just so much better. Huge difference. Before you couldn't see a thing there unless I shined a light right on it. That's nice. That's just primer. It's really going to look good when I have it done. Really going to be nice. And then with the green doors, it'll look good.